walk you through how to start a business from scratch. Have you ever had a great business idea or spotted a problem in everyday life that you thought you could solve? Or you just know deep down that you're meant to be a business owner, but you found yourself thinking, where do I even start? If so, you're not alone and you're absolutely in the right place. Hit that subscribe button because every single Monday I have a brand new series coming out called Where Do I Start? And I'm going to walk you through how to start a business from scratch. But first, let me introduce myself. I'm Amy, the founder of The Female Founder, and we're a community hub of other women in business who want to learn, support and connect with other founders. We host a supper club and monthly workshops in Manchester. We also offer mentoring and have a really cool line of merch. I've worked with startups pretty much my entire career. I founded my own sustainable and ethical fashion brand called Kohl, as well as a novelty business called Mask Your Face that was seen on This Morning twice. I was incredibly shocked when I got the call the first time. They wanted me to make a mask for Ori and Rochelle. And then when they were on TV, I think Phil and Holly got very jealous and wanted one for themselves. So then I had to do a 24-hour rush of getting these masks done for Philip, Holly and Anton Deck. But the reason I'm telling you this isn't to brag, I promise. It's literally just to let you know that I've been in exactly the same position as you are right now. Looking around, having kind of no idea what you're doing, but really having the ambition inside of you to start, and that's why we're here. I also work as a startup advisor for the London School of Emerging Technology, and I mentor early stage female founders to help them bring their idea of a business to life and make a really, really successful business. During this series, you're going to get my biggest pieces of advice, also the lessons that I've learned from making huge mistakes. And I'm also going to give you some homework. I do apologise, but they are tasks that you're going to be able to go away and implement into your business straight away. So welcome to the series, Where Do I Start? You have made the first step to creating a business that really aligns with who you are, what your passions are, what your values are. And I'm so excited to be on this journey with you. Starting a business is obviously really, really exciting, but it also can be really overwhelming. There's so much to think about. There's so many ideas that you have. It's really easy to get lost or kind of stuck. So that's where a business plan comes in. And this is not a business plan for investors to go and pitch or anything like that. This is a business plan for you. So then your business that you're building aligns with who you are as a business owner. It helps you clarify why you're here, who you are, and where you're going. So this series is going to help you build your business plan. It's absolutely not a tick box and then you just have like a really lovely business plan at the end of this. It's going to make you really think deep about the decisions that you're making and putting on said business plan. It's going to really help you understand your vision and your why. So every time that you feel a little bit lost, there's a really clear path to move you towards your version of success. You're going to identify who your customers are, not just demographically, but really practically and emotionally as well. And you're also going to be able to learn how to define what makes you unique and different and be able to communicate that really confidently. So we're going to map out your business journey from idea to launch. And then in between, there's going to be some great actionable steps. So part one of Where Do I Start begins with you. It's really important to get to know yourself as a business owner, really understand what you bring to the table, what your setbacks are, what your limitations are, but also what you thrive at. For most people, when they start a business, they jump to the fun stuff. And I get it. I've been there. I want to go and pick some really cool fonts and some lovely colours and get to naming what the business is going to be. But there's so much work before all that can happen. And this is where we're going to start. So let's get cracking. So like I said, today we're going to focus on you. Who you are, what you bring to the table, and what are your strengths and weaknesses. Yes, you might have a fantastic business idea, but if you aren't willing to get to know who you are at your core, building a business is literally going to be near impossible. In the beginning, your business starts and ends with you. If you're not consistent, your business isn't going to be. If you're not successful, your business isn't going to be. I once heard that being a business owner is much like therapy. So it really requires you to look within and kind of discover parts that you never even knew existed. Just think about it. When you work a 9 to 5, you can very easily hide behind your manager, policies, or your team. But when you're a business owner, it literally starts and ends with you. Every flaw that you have is amplified. Like if you struggle with boundaries, your clients are going to walk all over you. If you struggle with money confidence, you're going to undercharge. Your business is going to force you to grow up. It can be quite brutal sometimes, but trust me, it's literally the best personal development journey you will ever go on. I heard this really great quote once, and it said, "You may think that you're building your business, but your business is actually building you." And it literally couldn't be more true. Obviously, self-discovery is a huge journey, and you're not going to discover all of the parts of you right this second, but you can absolutely start with a reflection. So before we start, you might want to grab a pen or paper or open the notes app on your phone, because there's definitely going to be some things that you will want to write down. Let's start by asking yourself some of these questions. So what motivates you? Is it seeing the money coming into your bank? Is it ticking off some bits of your to-do list? Is it having the flexibility to spend time with your family? What actually motivates you? How do you work best? You might already know this, or it might be a bit more kind of trial and error. So do you work best early in the morning? Do you like working in a coffee shop because you're kind of surrounded by noise? Or do you do deep work and then a break and then more deep work? Like, what does that look like for you? What makes you feel really confident? Is it an outfit that you might wear? Is it doing your daily affirmations in the morning, or talking to a very specific friend? Or maybe it's like a power stance. And then to flip that on its head, what makes you feel really unconfident? Is it reading negative comments, or speaking about yourself in a negative way, or potentially even speaking to the wrong people? And then finally, habits. What good habits do you have? Going for a run in the morning, writing your to-do list every single day, drinking loads of water. And then likewise, what bad habits do you have? Do you get really distracted easily and then find yourself doom scrolling for ages? Or do you forget to write things down, so you literally have no idea what you're supposed to be doing? Like, what does that look like? So obviously all of these answers will change over time. You never stay stagnant as a person. You're always expected to grow. So of course these answers are going to look differently in next week, a year's time, 10 years time, whatever that is. But right now it's a really good reflection to understand how you show up as a confident founder, how you stay motivated even if you might not feel motivated that day, or just really understand what habits you need to keep and then what habits you need to chuck. And I really, really want to reiterate that there is no one size fits all way to be a founder. Everyone's success looks differently. Everyone's business journey looks really different. You don't have to work 7 days a week. Likewise, if you want to, go for it. But you do not have to be this big empire-driven business owner if you want to stay small. Don't get sucked up in the trends of TikTok that are telling everyone to earn 6 figures in 6 months, because it's not always realistic. You really need to understand what success looks like for you. And that's something that we're going to discuss later on in the series. I want to talk about limiting beliefs. Every single person has them. And most of the time, the biggest barrier to success is you. So I want to expose what those limiting beliefs are. I'm going to bring you in on one of my limiting beliefs. I'm starting a community-driven business, which requires me to talk to people on a day-to-day basis, sometimes have uncomfortable small talk to strangers all the time. And I'll let you in on a secret. I'm a really big introvert, so that does not come naturally to me at all. So one of my limiting beliefs is that I'm not the right person to build this business. Crazy, right? We're not all perfect, but I've done the work and I know what my limiting beliefs are. But I've learned that whenever my mind doubles down on this limiting belief, like it constantly tells me, you're not the right person to do this business, you're not the right person to do this business, that's when I kind of flip it on its head and I say, I am the perfect person to start this business. That's what I've taught myself to do to get myself out of the spiral. So I want you to write 2 to 3 limiting beliefs that you catch yourself telling yourself on a daily, weekly basis, whatever that looks like for you. And then I want you to find a phrase that you're able to flip it on its head. So as soon as that limiting belief comes in, then you can smash its face in with a liberating belief. Do you see what I did there? I actually like that. No stupid negative belief that probably isn't even true gets to have that much power over you. And it absolutely should not be the barrier to your success. So now that we've dealt with a lot of the emotional side of your mindset, I want to now focus on your kind of technical ability to run this business. Everyone has things that they're really good at, marketing, and everyone has things that they're really not so good at, finance. Being aware of your skills will help you find the gaps of knowledge that you have, and then it'll kind of help you map out what you outsource first, and what you maybe need to go and learn. So I want you to rate yourself 1 to 5 on how confident you feel in these different areas of your business. So let's start with financial literacy. Number 1 is you're literally closing your eyes as you're about to tap on a card machine, or spreadsheets literally make you break out in hives. And then on the flip, number 5 is you know your GP and net through and through. You're able to talk to investors really confidently. Where are you? And be honest with yourself. And you can even break down financial literacy into budgeting, cash flow, pricing, managing profit and loss, whatever that looks like, or you can just wrap it all up into one financial literacy. So next up is tech and digital skills. 1 being you delete your inbox every month by accident, or you have no idea what the cloud actually is. I know I've absolutely been there. And then 5 means you're basically a wizard. But what about marketing and branding? 1 being I feel really awkward taking a picture of my coffee and putting it on Instagram. And then 5 being you talk to camera all the time and you're really confident to sell online. What does that look like? And then we've got sales and customer journey. So 1 is the idea of selling literally makes you want to curl up into a ball, or you hide your pricing options, or when someone asks you for a discount, you just give it to them straight away because you feel so awkward. And then 5 is you're a very proud and confident seller. You know exactly who your target customer is, who you're selling to, and where you're selling. So let's move on to strategic thinking. Number 1, you are just very reactive. You don't have a plan, you just kind of wake up in the morning, sit behind your laptop and kind of wait for things to come to you. And then number 5 is you plan out your entire 90-day sprint. Everything's super organized. You've got color coordinations on your plan, and you literally run your business like a well-oiled machine. And then product or service design. Number 1 being you have a vague idea of what you want to bring to market, but you're also kind of testing it in secret because you don't feel confident to bring that out yet. Or, and I might catch some of you out on this, you're creating something that you love, you haven't actually checked if anyone else wants to buy it. And 5 means that you have a fully tested offer. You've run focus groups, you've gathered feedback, you've tested and tested again, and you're really confident in the product or service that you're going to bring to market. So operations and systems, this is my favorite bit. So number 1 being you live in this beautiful chaos. You have millions of spreadsheets that you can't remember the name of, or you have screenshots all over your desktop, or you're just doing really repetitive tasks over and over and over again because you haven't built a system. And number 5, you have built systems for everything. And if you step away from your business for a week, it's not going to turn into an absolute heap when you get back. And finally, legal and compliance. Number 1 means you're living on a wing and a prayer, just hoping for the best that nothing will come and bite you in the arse, basically. And then number 5 is you've got everything in place and you can go to bed and sleep easy at night. Again, these things will change over time as you grow, as your business grows, but understanding where your skills lie right now will help you kind of understand what you're really good at, where you need to learn, and also where you need to outsource. Now that you've reflected on your skills, your mindset, your confidence, areas for growth, I want to ask you to create an answer for this really important question. What do you bring to the table? Obviously, this is a great confidence booster exercise, but I really want you to have this statement as a place where you feel grounded through the kind of highs and the lows. So it's really a reminder of who you are, what your worth is, and your unique capability on how you lead this business. It's something that you can return to when doubts are creeping in, when you've got critics coming at you left, right, and centre, and just when you feel a little bit lost. It just pulls you back into, no, I've got this. So your statement should include, what makes you the right person to run this business? What tangible skills and experience do you bring? The insights, lived experiences, or passions that fuel your mission, and the mindset and qualities that you bring to help you navigate challenges. If you feel confident enough, I would absolutely love to see those statements in the comments. Give yourself a confidence boost, put it out there to the world, and also let me be nosy. So just take a second to look at your notes, look on your phone, and see what you've just achieved. In just one video, you've officially taken the hardest step. You've started. And that's even before you've picked out a perfect colour palette and argued with yourself over what you should call your business. You've done some of the really heavy lifting. So let's look at what we've done. First, you've dug really deep into your own psychology. You've figured out what really motivates you and how you work best, so you can create a business that actually works for your life and not a life that's chained to a business. And second, and I really do believe that this is the most confronting one, you stared your limiting beliefs in the face and you've said, do you know what? No, I'm not going to do this anymore, and I'm going to flip them on its head and create a liberating belief. And remember, and I'm telling myself this too, you are the perfect person to start this business. And third, you have audited your entire skill set. You know exactly where you are 5 out of 5, and you know what areas of business you might need an extra bit of help, an extra bit of learning, or just outsource it. You should feel so incredibly proud of yourself, because so many people stay in their, oh my word, we should start a business, or what if I had a business? And you've actually come here, done the work, and made that very, very first step. So next Monday, we're moving to part 2 of Where Do I Start? And that's all about values, vision, and purpose. So in part 1, we've obviously discovered who you are, and now we need to discover why you want to start this business. We're going to map out exactly what your journey looks like by figuring out what your long-term vision is and define what success uniquely looks like to you. So if you've got value from today's series, I would absolutely love it if you would hit that subscribe button so then you don't miss next Monday's drop. And if you've also got a friend that you've heard them saying, I really want to start a business, but where the hell do I start? Send them here. Hit that share button and let's do this together. Thank you so much for getting to the end of this video. If you want to hear more from me and other female founders, I have a podcast called Coffee with a Female Founder, where I speak to female founders about the messy middle of owning a business. It's on this YouTube channel, so you just need to find the playlist, Coffee with a Female Founder. So grab a coffee, let all that self-discovery sink in, and I will see you next time. Until next time, founders.